What's up, guys? What's going on, man? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology. We're back, man. We are in Jonah. We're in the last chapter, guys. Chapter 4. We're going over verses 1 through 3. If you haven't checked it out, stop the tape. Get ready. You know what I'm saying? See what it has to say, and then come back, and we will answer the 4 questions. If you've already read it, then let's go ahead and dive in. Let's jump in. So, what is Jonah about to speak about? So, let's cover the background real quick. We've got him running from God after being told to go and preach the a message that God had for Nineveh. He ran, got a huge storm, got thrown into the sea. Then the next thing is he got ate up by a fish, and then he prayed, asked for redemption, salvation. He got it. He got spit back on land. God told him to do the same thing he told him the first time. This time Jonah does what he's supposed to do, and then the people of Nineveh turn. They all repent from their evil ways, and God relents on the disaster that he was going to bring upon the city. So, what do we got now? What is going on in chapter 4? Well, it starts out, says like, and this was evil. He said this was evil to Jonah, a great evil, a horrible evil, and Jonah was mad. He was mad that this had happened, and this uh, presumably is the salvation of the city, because after that Jonah prays to God and he says, "Is this not why I decided to run?" He's like, "This is what I said, man. It was going to happen, and so I ran whenever you told me to do this, because I know that you are a gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love, and relenting upon evil." Ain't that something, man? He says, the reason I didn't want to go to Nineveh is because I knew that you were gracious, and if they turned, that you would relent from the destruction you were going to put on the city. Dang, Jonah. Come on, Jonah. And then Jonah says this. He says, "Now, Lord, please take my life. It's better for me to die than to live." Oh, man. This bro here, he says, because Nineveh has survived, because Nineveh has repented, turned from their sins, turned from their evil ways, it's better that for Jonah that he would die than to live. Man, what's up with that? Why you mad, Jonah? Why you mad, man? Dang. So what can we know about God in this passage? Well, we get a big, what we would say is the kind of thesis or theme of God in the Old Testament and the New Testament. This is the covenant God, the God who has linked himself to the Israelite people and now to us as Christians, if you follow Christ. But we get the epitaph of his name when Moses asked for him to reveal himself, to show him his glory. He says that he is a gracious God, a compassionate God, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love, man. This is who God is. He is gracious. He gives grace upon man. He is compassionate. He has compassion upon people. He cares for people. Slow to anger. That means, man, his wrath does not come easily. It does not come easily, man. And he is patient to allow people to come to know him and to repent from their sins. And he's abounding in steadfast love. This is a covenant love. The word is chesed. And it is like a special kind of love that he would bind himself to a people, man. And so it's just a love that is continuous, that cannot be broken. And it is steadfast. That's why they should call it steadfast love. And so he is abounding in that. And then he is a relenting upon evil, man. That means when people turn from their sins, he does not punish them for them. He does not condemn them for them, man. This is who God is. This is who God is. Who is man? Well, I think what we see about man is that we want to give forgiveness who we think deserves forgiveness. That's what it says about man. I don't think that Jonah believes that the Ninevites deserve God's forgiveness. That's why he's mad. That's why he's mad. And we talked about this earlier in the first couple episodes about how Nineveh was an exceedingly evil city. They did some very, very bad and evil things. And I think you can read it in Nahum a little bit about the overall inhumane things that the people of Nineveh did. But this was later, but still the same character of people. So that is would kind of give you an idea of why Jonah is so angry or so hateful towards, and doesn't want to give them any kind of forgiveness, any kind of release from the deeds that they did because they were so bad. So just think about somebody doing the worst thing to you, and then them asking for forgiveness. That's kind of the situation that Jonah's in. But that is something that we all find ourselves in, though. Like I said, is we think that as humans, we think that we get to be the arbitrary, the gatekeeper of forgiveness. You deserve it, you don't deserve it. You deserve it, you don't deserve it. But that is not how it goes. So how can we apply these things, man? How can we apply these truths? Is that we got to see through the lens of God. Basically, that's it. We've got to see through the lens of God. We've got to realize that God gives forgiveness upon people. He is a compassionate God. He is a loving God. He is a gracious God and a merciful God. So he gives forgiveness, and that means that we should give forgiveness. But also just think about the thing that Jonah did. Jonah has a higher understanding of who God is because he is a covenant people. God has bestowed upon him the blessings of the covenant that he would know God in a more intimate way. And in doing so, he still turns from God, relinquishes his servitude to him. Yet God forgives him. He knows who God is, and he still does the things that he does. And so he has been forgiven. And now he doesn't want to extend forgiveness to someone that doesn't really know the covenant God in the way that he does. So we see through the lens of God, first off, that all people have a chance for redemption because it is just the character of who God is. But secondly, recognize the grace that's been bestowed upon us, and then desire to share that grace experience with others. I appreciate you guys for listening, and I'm hoping that Jonah has been resonating with you because it has been resonating with me. I'll see you guys in the next episode.